Hi everyone, Charles Whitty here on a Tuesday morning. Well, we're going to take something Cardinal Sarah said in this recent interview and take a little closer look at it. I actually did a little reading and organizing in my mind what seems to be going on here, and I thought I'd share that with you. Let's go back and last week I posted a video with Cardinal Sarah saying this about Francis. Today he gives us Francis, who literally wants to save Christian humanism. And we all went, ugh. Perhaps the way his understanding of what this is something different. I mean, I wonder if he knows that the Pope supports the UN 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, and that they include abortion, contraception, and decriminalizing homosexuality. I wonder if he even knows that, Well, I would think he would know it, but it's not not something that we should assume. So, maybe Cardinal Sarah, play devil's advocate here for a minute. Maybe Cardinal Sarah likes the fact that this particular Pope, is putting more of an emphasis on humanism, all right, trying to make us more aware of, these kinds of important issues. I mean, they are important issues. I think a lot of us are caught up in the whole concept of, all this has to do with the one world agenda. I mean, that's what I think too, but, I don't think Cardinal Sarah is into the one world agenda. I don't think he sees it. I mean, a lot of people see pieces and parts of what's going on, but, they haven't all put it together. Like some people see that the church is in a lot of trouble, but they don't believe it's anywhere near close to the second coming of Jesus Christ, and we're not going through the tribulation, so we got to think about these things, I mean, he doesn't necessarily think the way I do or the way you do. All right, so, that sort of took us back. All right, so here, let's go to this post here. All right, that says more about what's going on. The church is organized like a human body, and the current crisis is at the level of the church's head. Cardinal Robert Sarah told Aleteia.org April 5th. Sarah pointed out that this crisis is very serious if the bishops were no longer able to teach doctrine and morality and set an example. Oh boy. The Cardinal believes that the great weakness of the church today is fear. He adds that some bishops are self-centered and afraid of criticism. All right, well, bishops and cardinals are supposed to be leaders. I mean, there are leaders, And one of the things a leader does is to speak for the group, or to, you have to have a spokesman. So that's that's one of the qualities that your leader should have. You should be able to speak up. All right? Now, here. This is how much people speak up. All right? Now, I went to LifeSite News. All right. And a tab at the top says Faithful Shepherds. All right. And there you can click on. So what I clicked on is, all right, what of all the bishops in the United States said about the Vigano testimony? All right. So we're going to look at this. Now, all right, so supports investigating Archbishop Vigano's claims, or Vigano, excuse me. Yeah, I get corrected one way or the other. It doesn't matter how I pronounce it. All right. All right, so I'm going to say that, let's see, there's 10, 20. All right, there's 25 or 30 bishops that support investigating the Archbishop's claims, all right? There's one guy here, which happens to be Charles Chaput, Archdiocese of Philadelphia. Unclear where he stands on Archbishop Vigano. All right? Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got 6 guys who do not support that we... Okay, they don't support that this should be looked into. All right, now who are these people? Oh, Tobin of Newark, Worrell of Washington, Supich of Chicago, Mick Elroy of San Diego. Yeah, all right, Webster of Santa Fe, and this guy here, Beagler, the Diocese of Cheyenne. I'm not familiar with him. All right, so that's that. So how many... You know, I mean, altogether, I'm going to say, let's see how far down. I'm about 20% of the way through this list. All right? Every other bishop, you know what they have next to their name? Not enough evidence collected on this issue. In other words, you know, the bishop hasn't even bothered speaking out, you know? All right. Well, what does that tell you? I mean, is that the leader that you want? You know, somebody who doesn't speak out on important issues? That's just one issue, all right? They have like a whole bunch of them here. Let's see. Amoris Laetitia, pro-life leadership, contraception, abortion, politics, homosexuality. All right, and there's some more. All right. So we're done there. All right, so let's go back over to this post here. All right. So, you know, so we're talking about leadership, and that's the kind of leadership we have. I would say just roughly 80% of the bishops in the United States haven't said enough about Archbishop Vigano's testimony. All right, that, you know, we know anything about what goes on in their head. All right, so those are our leaders, all right? So, go back over to here now. All right, so so we're, you know, so the cardinal is saying that the great weakness of the church today is fear. All right, well, I don't agree with that, because, you know, that's a product of what's happening. All right, if you look at fear, where does fear come from? It comes from Satan. It comes from the enemy. All right. Now, why is a cardinal or a bishop, or a priest or whoever, you know, why would they become afraid? All right, and it's because they become worldly. You see, their relationship with Christ has weakened over probably a long period of time. You know, and they've opened the door. They've opened the door to the enemy, all right, through what they have done. Now, you know, I think I talked a little bit about this before, but, you know, it's really, you know, what goes on in the spiritual realm, especially with the enemy, is fascinating. It's, you know, it's hard to take. It's nerve-wracking, but it's definitely fascinating. And what they've done basically is they've opened up the door and given demons, all right, legal right to attack them, in the sense of you know, try to get them to do what they want him to do. All right, there's a legal right involved here. You know, the enemy can only attack or put thoughts in your head when he has a legal right to do so. So, I mean, that's a whole nother video. And, you know, I know some about it. You know, you should really learn more about this stuff. It give you a lot of understanding and insight. All right, so, you know, it's because there's such lousy Catholics anymore. I mean, that may not be fair, but, you know, that's what I said, so I'll stick with it. You know, a lot of these bishops and cardinals, I mean, they're lousy Catholics. You know, and so they've given the enemy legal right to attack them in certain ways, and the fear is coming from the enemy. The enemy doesn't want these people to speak out, all right? And so, you know, what did I just say? 80% of the bishops, you know, have nothing to say, or they haven't said anything significant about Archbishop Vigano's testimony. All right, you know, so, you know, there it is right there for you. Become self-centered, yeah. You know, that's one of the really good qualities about being a worldly person. Afraid of criticism, I don't know. You know, I don't think that's big a deal. You know, of course that involves fear again. You know, but you know, where exactly Cardinal Sarah is at? I mean, I don't really think he's really. I mean, the one video I put up said that Cardinal Sarah was supporting the Pope. Well, I think that may have gone a little bit too far, because here he is again, you know. I mean, he said, you know, the last video he said the mass migration was not a part of being, you know, part of the Catholic Church's, you know, stand on migration of peoples around the world, and so he didn't support them in that. And now he's basically saying that the trouble with the church is at the head. Well, you know, I mean, the church is organized like a human body. Who's the head? The Pope. Well, okay, you know, he's saying, you know, Cardinal Sarah saying that. Well, all right. Well, I get really trying to make something more out of this. Well, one thing I want to get across to you is that, you know, I don't think Cardinal Sarah is a bad guy. He's one of the few, you know, anybody who speaks up is doing a service to everyone else, regardless of what they have to say. All right? You know, trouble comes when people don't speak up. You know, it's just so important to speak up. And that's, you know, it's like, you know, your children need to speak up. You know, just, you know, hiding behind being quiet about all this that's going on in the church is not good, you know. You know, we have no idea where we stand, you know, where 80% of the bishops are at, you know. You know, they're just, you know, hiding, you know. So, I mean, what kind of leader is that? Is that what's best for our church? But I tell you, our church, or the people who run our church, you know, boy, this is really so, you know, so fundamentally a mess. And you're asking these people to fix the church, you know, that doesn't seem like the kind of people who could fix it. All right, well, I'm sure I've talked an awful long time here. How long is it? Oh, 14 minutes. Okay, well, I'm going to let you go here. That's enough out of me for right now. All right, so we'll talk to you later. Bye.